talk to us. Can you give us a sign of your presence? And welcome to Let's Talk Ghost. I'm your host, Steve.
I'm Dan.
And I am Will.
And it is
Are you sure
August.
about that?
Yeah, it's Will.
Right.
It's August 10th, 2014. A lovely, lovely day in the Northeast.
Sure is.
What have you been up to, Dan?
Not a whole lot. Just enjoying summer.
Oh, that's cool. Heading down to New York City next week. Gonna
Yeah.
go have a little vacation.
Yes, I am.
A little vacay.
We'll vacate down in New York City.
Yeah. Now, is Will, you're going to take Will with you?
No, me and Delia are going to catch a bus and go down to her mom's house. And she's never been to the Museum of Natural History, so we're going to hit that up.
Oh, that should be fun. That should be fun.
Yep.
It should be.
And maybe go to Brighton Beach. It's my favorite
Awesome.
beach to go to. It's kind of like an Eastern European style beach.
Right.
So probably a lot of banana hammocks, and
Oh, great.
it's a bunch of old guys in banana hammocks. It's like the Russian neighborhood down in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
So, but they have a really nice beach there. You take the subway all the way to the end, and nice beach, and you can drink beers. And
Now, which borough is it in?
it's in Brooklyn.
Oh, so you take the A train to Brooklyn.
Actually, you take the Q.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
There was a song, Take the A train to Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I think the Q and the B both go to Brighton Beach.
Oh, okay.
A train doesn't go there.
All right.
A train might go
Yeah.
to Brooklyn maybe, but it doesn't go to that part of Brooklyn.
All right.
Awesome.
Brooklyn is a big borough.
What's about the size of Weltonville?
Yeah. Yes, Brooklyn is the size of Weltonville.
All right. I didn't think of, because Weltonville's pretty big. They got
Yeah.
like 200 cows.
Right. Well, I mean, like area-wise.
I bet there's more cows in Weltonville than there are in Brooklyn.
Probably.
Probably.
Living cows.
Yeah. There's way more dead cows in Brooklyn.
Yeah, a lot of hamburger.
Yeah.
A lot of hamburger joints.
And a lot of steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to have a guest tonight. Actually, we're going to have a pair of guests.
We do.
And with us tonight, go ahead and bring them in. With us on our show tonight is John and Deb. They were on our show several weeks ago. They are from Drifter Paranormal. They are an investigative group from the land down under, down in Australia. How you guys doing?
We're very well, thank you.
Very well, thank you.
And we'd like to welcome you both back to our show. It's been a few weeks. Now, you guys have been driving around and doing your thing in your motorhome. You've been doing some more investigations, you said.
Yes, we have.
Yes, absolutely.
No.
I think when we last spoke, we just arrived in Bundaberg, which is kind of the central coast of Queensland, and we're still heading north. And if memory serves, we just had a pretty decent Class A EVP from a place called Gympie that was the town we'd been at before. That we were pretty proud of, but it paled into insignificance with what we got next. After we'd spoken to you, we headed to a fairly major town a little further north called Rockhampton.
Okay.
We'd actually linked up with the local group there, Ghost Investigators Rockhampton, who sat down with us in a bar, of course, and went through some of the major targets that they had there. And probably the biggest target of the lot was a very old and beautiful hotel built in the 1800s called the Criterion. Quite a large place, still a functioning hotel. Which was notorious. It actually had a room that was known to be haunted, room 35. There was a beautiful bell tower on the corner of the hotel that a young chambermaid had hung herself in the 1800s. And these people tended to appear to unsuspecting guests who were actually quite big, beefy blokes who were staying there at the time, and they were sufficiently scared that they didn't want to come back. So we thought we'd sleep in the room and throw all of our gear at it. The ladies from Ghost Investigators Rockhampton joined us. The only problem was this is a big hotel, as I said, and it went up 3 flights of stairs. Now, we're the mar and par kettle paranormal community, of course, and suddenly we found ourselves going up 6 flights of very steep, creaky stairs
Oh
With all our
boy.
equipment.
with all of our equipment.
Oh,
We're not. Yeah, we're not taps. We don't have minions, and, so we had to drag all of this stuff and set it up ourselves. And what was even worse is a lot of the activity that went on right up in the roof, which is where the bell
wow.
tower was, where the young girl hung herself. And so I had to put a couple of IR cameras up there and so on. And
Yeah, she
that
couldn't
was
do
up an
it. She
even
couldn't do it in the
steeper.
basement, could she?
No, that would have been too easy.
They never
Right.
do. They never do.
No.
Or kill themselves in a hotel that has an elevator in it. I mean, they're just most inconsiderate,
How,
really.
Yeah, how rude.
Yeah, so we basically were in the room 35, which was actually originally the rooms and a sort of a bedroom for the wife of the owner in the 1800s, the people that built the hotel. And she was known to wake gentlemen up in the middle of the night. She seemed to be particularly interested in gentlemen. And so we thought, okay, well, we'll sleep there and see if she'd like to, although I don't consider myself a gentleman. We decided to see if she'd try and wake me up. So had everything set up. We did the usual interactive sessions. The first thing that happened was I got poked in the ribs
Oh, cool.
when we were up in the roof. I just left some of the ladies up there because we didn't seem to be having an awful lot of interaction. So I thought, okay, let the man leave, and
Right.
maybe this young girl who'd hung herself would then talk to the women, which unfortunately didn't happen. And as I was going off, I got a distinct poke in the ribs. So I thought,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
good. Then I guess really we didn't have a whole lot more happen then. We did the rest of the hotel. The guys there let us have the run of the hotel all night, which was absolutely fantastic. So we did all of the interactive sessions. Nothing happened. There were no personal experience other than my poke in the ribs. So we retired for the night and ran the cameras for the entire night. No one woke me up, much to my probably relief as well as disappointment. So we had to go through the evidence, and that's where things got really exciting. The first thing that happened was around about the time that I was poked in the ribs. I was carrying my trusty EVP recorder with me, and we picked up a very clear guttural male voice just simply saying home. And we don't know why home. Maybe it was go home, but the EVP recorder only picked up the first bit, or maybe he was treating me with such disdain that he thought
Right.
a monosyllabic was all I was worth, and just basically wanted me to go home. I did a solo up in the roof later, and to try and get them to poke me again, but they wouldn't. Everything was quiet, and I got bored and came back down again. But this again pales into insignificance when we talk about what happened at 4:45 the following morning while we were all snoozing away blissfully in our room. You see a light that just starts off as a pale ethereal light on the wall, which moves very, very slowly up the wall, then resolves itself into a very misty but very female body shape that then dissolves itself through a wall. And the interesting thing is, the point in the wall where it dissolves itself used to be a door, and it's been blocked up.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
so we actually got about as close to a full body apparition as we can get yet, and we caught it all on the IR camera. So we were absolutely delighted about that, and that we've been dining out on that ever since. To be perfectly honest, it was really good.
Now, you
So,
said you did catch this on your IR camera.
It was on the IR camera, and it's posted on our Facebook page. So
Oh, okay.
anybody who wants to look and see it, it's also on YouTube.
What is your Facebook page?
Right, okay. It's the usual www.facebook.com/Drifter Paranormal, all one word.
Yeah.
And you'll find all of our videos on there.
Okay.
We don't use our website anymore because people couldn't access it well enough on handheld devices. We kind of went cheap on the carrier, and I think we're paying the consequences. So everything happens on Facebook for us these days.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. I'll have to get on your Facebook, and I'll send you a friend's request.
Sure, that'd be lovely.
And yeah, because sometimes Facebook is easier. Probably might be a little easier to communicate. You're not limited to how many words you can type.
Exactly.
I know with Twitter,
Twitter.
with Twitter, sometimes it takes you got to send a couple messages to get everything out you want to say.
Yeah.
That's it.
I refuse to use Twitter. If I can't write a tome that reads like a Tolstoy novel, I don't want to play.
There you go. I use Twitter quite a bit just for I kind of use it for getting people to listen to my show.
I've
Yes.
noticed that. I have noticed
Yes.
that.
I try to get people to listen to our show. I mean, it was just a good way to get some free advertising out there, and it has worked. It actually has brought in a lot of new listeners and a lot of new fans of people that listen. So it's worked out quite well for us. But that sounds really exciting. Now, did you actually see this with your eyes, or was it you saw it after you reviewed the evidence?
All after the evidence review.
Okay,
we nothing apart from the one poke in the ribs. I mean, the home EVP I didn't hear at the time. I was up there. So
now was this was this in your bedroom or in your room where you were sleeping where you saw this, or where this was recorded?
It was in the room. It was actually funny because it used to be a suite for the owner's wife.
Okay.
It was actually 2 rooms, and the reason they'd blocked off this door is they'd actually knocked the 2 rooms together in a much wider doorway. And interestingly, it doesn't appear in the. There was 2 beds, and so we decided we had to sleep in each section, and we put a camera in each section. And it was in the section where Deb was asleep, not where I was asleep, which was interesting.
Huh. And it started out, you said, as a pinpoint of light, and it just kind of grew?
Yeah, it was just a light about the size of probably a paperback novel.
Oh, okay.
Just on the wall. And it moved up it just moves across the wall. Obviously, we checked for, we'd done this kind of thing before, so we knew to close curtains and make sure that
Right.
there was no way that anything could get in. Plus, of course, this room was right under the bell tower, so you're 3 floors up, and Rockhampton is about as flat as a piece of dirt can get.
Okay.
And so there was no elevated areas where
A car
headlights could
car-
come through
yeah,
and
right.
get to that height anyway. And it's just, as I say, about the size of your average paperback novel, and it moves up the wall at a kind of about a 45-degree angle. And as it gets up to the top of the screen, I guess, the whole thing just kind of spreads down the wall in a kind of a mist, and just takes on this female shape and it's as if she's backing into the wall.
Wow.
She's not going forward; she's actually backing in as though she's watching Deb and actually creeping out of the room. It's quite graphic. It's quite it's reasonably easy to spot. Our IR gear is not that great, but it's clear enough.
Can you see facial features or anything like that?
Kind of in cameo, really. It's no distinct facial, but there is a hand. You kind of see a hand, as if it's gripping the side of the wall as it's going out.
Oh, okay. Oh, I never introduced. This is Will. He's one of our other hosts. I forgot to introduce. This is John and Deb.
I was not here last time. I was at my cabin in the Adirondacks on vacation.
Nice.
Oh.
And
that sounds awful.
I was here last time, though.
yeah, Dan was here last time, and but Will was not. But yeah, he's one of the regular co-hosts on the show.
And I'm the one who takes care of our Facebook.
Yes.
All those
Lovely.
all those messages are from me.
Cool. Okay.
So now you said you were poked in the rib. You got an EVP, and then you got the. Geez, all you got was a video of a ghost.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, geez, that's all you got? Wow, geez. Hey, how's things been going down there?
Oh, well, absolutely. Absolutely fantastic. We
now you guys
you're saying
are
about paying to advertise. We've actually just got a new logo which we've had
cool.
put on the back of our van.
now. Do you guys you're traveling in a motorhome
That's correct.
or a
Yes.
motor coach, whatever you want to call? So you guys are basically camping out all the time. You're living in this.
Yeah.